Saudi National Curriculum Framework. So let us look at Saudi Arabia's curriculum from the perspective of these three dimensions. First, the intended curriculum. It refers to what the curriculum expects students to learn. The intended curriculum increasingly includes objectives for learning attainment, often termed learning standards, which clarify what students have expected to have mastered at the end of the cycle of education. These elements can be further be disaggregated through phases or grades and specific learning areas. Saudi Arabia's national curriculum remains strongly textbook-centered but has been updated continuously to integrate modern learning concepts. The educational curriculum at Saudi schools are diverse. They include a variety of subjects such as math, science, literature, history, Arabic, and Islam. Next is the implemented curriculum. The term implemented refers to the actual teaching and learning activities that occur in school. In effect, the implemented curriculum is a manifestation of how the intended curriculum is translated into practice. Despite concerted efforts, the modernized teaching and learning classroom practices in Saudi Arabia remains traditional. The constant renewal of Saudi Arabia's curriculum has been accompanied by a broad array of training initiatives that is intended to support teachers in adopting modern pedagogies and to force students to learn using new materials. Then, the assessed curriculum. It is the knowledge, skills, and understanding that the learners actually acquire as a result of teaching and learning, as demonstrated through different means of evaluating student learning. This includes overall policy around assessment and types of assessment such as classroom assessment, which includes tests and quizzes administered by teachers. The national standardized assessment, such standardized tests with no formal consequences to students, and examination or such standardized tests with consequences, like for example, is the entrance examination in order for the student to enter tertiary level of education. Assessment policy and governance refers to the definition of objective of students' assessment system and the regulatory framework in a place to ensure that the student assessments are used in a way that helps achieve the objectives of the curricula. Both MOE, Ministry of Education, and ETEC, Educational and Training Evaluation Commission, coordinate to set assessment policy. So let us now proceed to the Saudi National Curriculum Design and Approach. Both design and approach in the curriculum in Saudi Arabia is subject-centered. The curriculum in Saudi Arabia is strongly textbook-centered. Saudi Arabia has typically relied on textbook content to direct what students learn. Under the system of education, children predominantly study the same academically oriented, rigid curriculum everywhere with textbooks printed centrally and distributed to schools, leaving only a limited range of flexibility for the students and also for the teachers to develop the curriculum. Teachers in Saudi Arabia align their teaching to the government textbook. Usually, the teachers did not have the teacher's guide or separate books for them to guide their teaching. They are given an identical syllabus with guidelines and deadlines that they are required to apply and follow. Syllabus design is the provocative of a very centralized educational system in which teachers are hardly given any role. Saudi National Curriculum Evaluation. In Saudi Arabia, both MOE and ETEC are responsible for setting national policy related to the assessment through the Directorate of Educational Supervision, where they develop school supervision and inspection standards. These standards set out how schools and teachers are evaluated. Separately, the Department of Measurement of Cognitive Achievement will also administer census-based assessment for system monitoring and school accountability purposes. KIAS, the former National Assessment and Examinations Agency, was recently integrated into ethics, bringing all of KIA's assessment under the latter's remit. This assessment includes a recently developed sample-based National Assessment Program, NAP, and 2 entrance examinations into tertiary education institutions. Ethic is also developing the new teacher standard and professional pathways, which are Saudi Arabia's first ever teacher standards, which includes expectations for how teachers assess students. There is currently no assessment framework that defines assessment activity at the national level and how different assessments, in particular ethics examinations, work together to advance students' learning. To sum up what I have discussed in this video, we will point out the features of the curriculum of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. First, the teachers. A quality education requires quality teachers. Saudi Arabia is improving the quality of teachers and teaching. Saudi Arabia implemented its first ever teacher standard and professional pathways. Initial teacher preparation is being overhauled and will be offered at the postgraduate level. The country has created a new agency, the National Institute for Professional Education and Development, to lead teacher development efforts. The best teachers are distributed to the neediest areas and makes initial teacher preparation for more effective and higher quality education. The learners. The learners are at the center stage in the educative process. The Saudi educational system aims to ensure that students are prepared for life and work in the modern world, while meeting the country's religious, social, and economic needs. The government continues to improve educational standards by improving standards for student evaluation and increasing the use of educational technologies. Knowledge, skills, and values. A curriculum oriented to tomorrow should be designed to help learners cope with the rapid changes. Saudi Arabia has made tremendous progress in expanding access to education and has achieved universal enrollment rates at primary and lower secondary levels. Ministry of Education of Saudi Arabia analyzes the strengths and challenges of the country's education system and makes recommendations to help improve the student learning. Strategy and methods. Ministry of Education represents the government in providing and supervising free general education for all residents that consists of the advancement of the National Educational Plan, issuing strategies, providing training programs, and assessing the educational performance of teachers, students, and schools at numerous stages. Performance. According to the UNESCO statistics, Saudi Arabia is among the 10 biggest sending countries of international degree-seeking students worldwide. Fully 5% of all Saudi tertiary students were studying abroad in 2017. A highly outbound student mobility ratio by global standards sustained by extensive government funding. In 2005, Saudi Arabia eventually launched what is known as one of the largest scholarship programs initiated by a government, the massive multi-billion-dollar King Abdullah Scholarship Program, KASP, which allowed more than 200,000 Saudi citizens to earn degrees in more than 30 countries during the first decade of its existence alone. Community partners. Partnership is a means and not an end to be pursued. Tatweer Education Holding Company is fully owned by the Public Investment Fund. It was established according to the Royal Decree on 4th of November 2008. THC works on activating the strategic role of its group of companies to support the educational sector in its essential role of implementing educational development programs. In addition to the development of the knowledge economy, in line with the Minister's objectives and in line with the national strategy that aims to transform itself into a knowledgeable society, in accordance with the Kingdom's 2030 vision. The King Abdullah Public Education Development Project, or the Tatweer education reforms, were created to improve the quality of teaching and learning in Saudi Arabia. It was a response to develop generations of Saudis who would contribute to the economic well-being of the nation. The educational system of Saudi Arabia displays the government's recognition that an uneducated population guarantees the nation's future.